ideological case of genocide against we encountered their stories, stories of helplessness in the face of mass murder, mass killings, mass rape, mass torture, of children being burnt alive. So is all too familiar to me.
Successfully funded case against Myanmar genocide against the Rohingya Muslims. These killings, attacks, mass killings, and the Muslims in concentration camps, judged and sanctioned by the state of Myanmar. First action against the human rights violations of Myanmar caused much celebration by the Rohingya Muslims and others observers worldwide. Of His Excellency President Abdul remains committed to the principles and values of peace, tolerance, dialogue, and cooperation. He travels the world to advance coexistence. It is his mission and dream, but every day he makes it a reality for everyone.
protects rights and freedoms, advances coexistence, and embraces diversity as a natural part of life. Leaders from around the world are eager to join his endeavors, and citizens participate of their own free will. Dr. Alisa believes all sovereign nations have the right to make their own decisions and decide their own fate within the framework of international law. His desire is only to shepherd them toward decisions in the interests of all. The objective is always to immunize our youth against the threats of extremism. His ideas and concepts of intercivilizational discourse are represented in international news reports. He publishes regularly in the world's leading newspapers, and he is a frequent guest of major international think tanks.
من نعمة فمن الله ثم إذا مسكم الضر فإليه تجأرون ثم إذا كشف الضر عنكم إذا فريق منكم بربهم يشركون ليكفروا بما آتيناهم فتمتعوا فسوف تعلمون. فكانت شهادة التوحيد لله مع شهادة الرسالة لمحمد صلى الله عليه وسلم هي سبب تحصيل رضا الله وسبب النجاة يوم المعاد. ومن مدلول شهادة
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, Your Excellencies. After the documentaries, I now have the honor to invite the Minister responsible for religious affairs in the Gambia, Honorable Serif Abasanyang. Welcome, Honorable.
Thank you very much, MC. We quench our hearts, rest our minds, and share the love. His Excellency President Adam Barrow, President of the Republic of the Gambia, and Commander-in-Chief of the Gambia Armed Forces, His Excellency Dr. Mohammed bin Abdul Karim Al-Isha, Secretary General, Muslim World League, fellow Cabinet Ministers, and all visiting ministers, members of the Diplomatic and Consular Corps, Chief Justice, Special Envoy and staff of the Muslim World League, the Ulamas, both local and international, senior government officials here present, service chiefs and all securities here present, President of the Supreme Islamic Council, Chairman of the Christian Council, Your Excellency Ambassador of the Gambia to Saudi Arabia, also Your Excellency the Ambassador Sheikh Umar Fai at Mauritania, politicians and head of political parties here present, members of the local organizing committee, governors, chiefs, alikalis, imam ratib and various religious leaders and representatives, women groups present here, the media, students, support staff of the OIC and other institutions, all other protocols duly and respectfully observed. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu to all. It's a great pleasure for me and my ministry on behalf of His Excellency the President of the Republic of the Gambia and the entire Gambian people to welcome you all to this very important and landmark conference targeting African ministers responsible for religious affairs and ulamas with the theme Peace or Promoting Peace, Harmony, Unity and Diversity among Muslims and Muslim ulama and the rest of the world. To be more specific, I would like to take this opportunity to welcome His Excellency the Secretary General and all the staff of the Muslim World League here present, my colleague ministers and all Muslim ministers from other states in Africa and the Diplomatic and Consular Corps, local visiting ulamas from our regions and all other delegates, religious leaders and local and international present here. Ladies and gentlemen, this conference received delegates from 38 African countries with a total of 11 ministers as head of delegations. Countries present here today, Your Excellency, include Ghana, Mauritania, Senegal, Liberia, Libya, Sudan, Algeria, Guinea-Bissau, Uganda, Kenya, Malawi, Lesotho, Eswatini, Ivory Coast, Mozambique, Seychelles, Namibia, Botswana, Cape Verde, Benin, Nigeria, Zambia, Congo-Brazzaville, Algeria, Sierra Leone, Congo, Niger, Mali, Morocco, Madagascar, Angola, Burkina Faso, Togo, Comoros, Djibouti, Rwanda, Ethiopia, Tanzania, which comprises approximately 81 delegates from our brothers and sisters in Africa. Distinguished delegates, you must agree with me that such dialogue is frequently needed to help clear the unnecessary misconceptions and enhance unity and mutual coexistence among the Muslims in the world. And not only Muslims, but Muslims with their neighbors. Ladies and gentlemen, as we later deliberate at plenary, I urge all participants to participate fully and take this rare opportunity to network as much as possible to enhance future engagements and learning best practices from each other. I think this is exemplary to participants who we met in Mauritania and Togo, who greatly helped in facilitating and making this program a great success, Your Excellency. You are all aware of the challenges currently facing Muslims as a result of misinterpretation due to the lack of understanding of some Muslims and non-Muslims of the importance and values of this noble religion. As a result, our collective responsibility as ministers responsible for religious affairs and ulamas is to serve as linkage and shoulder the responsibility of unifying the Islamic ulamas and the whole world at large. Today should be a great day for forgiveness in this country. This occasion is one rarely available in any country in the world. We are here to share the peace, love, and unity. Therefore, I urge all of us to forgive and accept each other. Your Excellency, distinguished guests present here, this day we will live to celebrate, and it's a red letter day in the history of this country. On that note, I welcome all of you until plenary. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister for Religious Affairs, Honorable Abasanyang, for that welcoming remarks. Indeed, it is very apt. I would like to invite the Minister for Foreign Affairs, Honorable Dr. Mamadou Tangara, to deliver a statement. Please join me to welcome the Honorable Minister for Foreign Affairs, please.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of the Gambia, Adama Barrow, Your Excellency, the Secretary General of the World Muslim League, Dr. Muhammad Abdul Karim Al-Isa, my Lord the Chief Justice, Excellencies, former Vice President of the Gambia, Honorable Ministers here present, venerable religious leaders and venerable traditional leaders, members of the Diplomatic and Consular Corps, service chiefs, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. It gave me great honor and pleasure to take the floor here today, to pay tribute to the man who is behind such a great initiative of bringing together scholars of similar and different faith and culture, His Excellency President Adama Barrow. President Adama Barrow is an epitome of tolerance. His capacity to listen and accommodate views is one of his greatest strengths. Tolerance is needed to lead the people when you are the father of the nation. Especially in the historical context of a country like the Gambia, when we find ourselves in the post-TRRC context, a period of healing of a wounded nation. a period where we need to project ourselves into the future and heal the future. Your Excellency, this conference is coming at the right moment to trigger a serious and pertinent conversation between scholars. Your Excellency, at the recently concluded conference of the United Nations Alliance of Civilization, we had a discussion on the class of civilization, as Samuel Huntington called it. But a great scholar said that civilization cannot class. This is a class of ignorance. Cultures and civilization are meant to enlighten people and defeat the dark forces and help people to separate the wheat from the chaff and live like one big human family. The dark forces can only be defeated through the dissemination of knowledge. That is why it's mandatory for a Muslim to seek knowledge. And our Prophet ﷺ enjoined us to seek knowledge up to China. And in the Mandinka culture, people that we call Silatigis are saying that knowledge is a via to come throughout our journey in life. A great scholar by the name of Sori Kamara nous rappelle que le savoir est un viatique pour notre traversée de l'existence. Le savoir consiste à se départir de notre incapacité à accepter l'autre, à créer l'unité dans la diversité. And Amadou Ampateba nous rappelle que la lumière au sommet de la montagne est la même. Elle se transforme à travers le prisme déformant de nos subjectivités. La quintessence de toutes les religions est la paix. And I will refer you to Surah Al-Hujurat, verse 13. Et Amadou Ampateba est allé plus loin en comparant le pater chrétien à la Fatiha. Joignant l'acte à la parole, il a prié pendant la guerre de Yom Kippour au sommet du mont Sinaï avec un prêtre chrétien et un rabbin juif. The quest for genuine knowledge is very important to be able, as I said, to separate the wheat from the chaff, especially in this day and age of artificial intelligence, dominated by social media with the proliferation of influencers good at disseminating false knowledge and fake news. And the Prophet ﷺ during his time said one time, and it's a hadith, that there shall come deceptive years where the thoughtful shall be deemed liars, while the liars shall be believed. The honest shall be deemed dishonest, while the dishonest honest. And the Wayubida will speak in these times. The companions asked him, may Allah be pleased with them, what is Wayubida, O Messenger of Allah? He replied, it's an insignificant man or woman who shall speak on behalf of the general masses. The Wayubidas are ignorant people who speak about great matters of society, spreading fake news, false information, and ignorance. And I think we've seen that with social media, people claim to be experts in subject matters where they know little about. And I will leave you with the words of a great Latin American thinker, Simón de Bolívar, El Libertador. He said, un pueblo ignorante es un instrumento ciego de su propia destrucción. An ignorant people is the blind instrument of its own destruction. I have no doubt that all the scholars gathered here are what the Mandinka call the Silatigis, master of part, maître de chantier, in their own rights. And each of them will plant seeds of light to enlighten us and illuminate our paths and that of future generations in the journey of life. May the outcomes of the Banjul Conference of the World Muslim League serve as viaticum for all the attendees and those who are watching us. And at the recently concluded Alliance of Civilization meeting, the King of Morocco reminded us that la politique parle aux citoyens, la religion parle à leurs âmes, le dialogue parle à leur civilisation. Dans toutes les langues, nous devons parler à la paix. And that's coming in the heels of the United Nations resolution, the resolution adopted by the United Nations General Assembly Resolution A/73/328, initiated by the Kingdom of Morocco and co-sponsored by 90 countries to combat hate speech and promote interreligious and intercultural dialogue. May the deliberations of the Banjul Conference clear the way for the peaceful world, where our discordant voices will be synchronized into a beautiful a cappella of love and brotherhood. I thank you for your kind attention.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister Dr. Mamadou Tangara, for those thought-provoking and uniting remarks. I quote from him, he says, cultures of civilizations are meant to unite us, not divide us. Thank you very much, Honorable Minister. With that said, I have the honor to invite the President of the Gambian Supreme Islamic Council, Mr. Issa Dabo, to deliver his remarks.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين، وصلى الله وسلم على نبينا محمد وآله وصحبه وسلم. فقامة رئيس جمهورية غامبيا السيد آدم بارو حفظه الله، معالي الأمين العام لرابطة العالم الإسلامي الشيخ الدكتور محمد ابن عبد الكريم العيسي حفظه الله تعالى، معالي وزير الأراضي والحكم الإقليمي والشؤون الدينية السيد الشريف أباسانيو، معالي وزير الشؤون الخارجية في غامبيا، رئيس المحاكم في غامبيا الإمام حسن جلو، سادة أصحاب معالي وزراء الشؤون الدينية من البلدان الإفريقية الشقيقة، سادة الوفود المشاركة في هذا المؤتمر، أيها السادة العلماء الأجلاء، وأيتها السيدات العالمات الجليلات، وأيها الأفل الكريم، السلام عليكم ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته. أما بعد، فأصالة عن نفسي ونيابة عن علماء غامبيا وشعب غامبيا على اختلاف أطيافه، ونيابة عن حكومتنا الرشيدة بقيادة فخامة رئيس السيد آدم بارو حفظه الله تعالى، أحييكم جميعا وأرحب بكم ترحيبا أخويا حارا، فأهلا وسهلا بكم في بلدكم الثاني جمهورية غامبيا الساحل المبتسم كما تلقب، لما عرف عنها من سلام وأمن وأمان. أرحب بكم إلى هذا المؤتمر التاريخي الذي يضم لأول مرة علماء إفريقيا وقادتها تحت الشعار تعزيز السلام والتفاهم والوحدة بين المجتمعات والأمم. أيها السادة الأعزاء، إن ديننا الحنيف دين السلام والتسامح ودين المحبة والأخوة والرحمة. قال تعالى: وما أرسلناك إلا رحمة للعالمين، وليس دين التطرف والعنف والغلو. فبيان هذه الحقيقة عن الإسلام كما جمعنا هنا إلى جميع الناس في كل مكان من الضروريات الملحة في عالمنا المعاصر. وتنظيم هذا المؤتمر إن هو إلا امتداد لما دأبت به رابطة العالم الإسلامي منذ تأسيسها قبل 60 عام من بيان حقيقة الإسلام وقيمه السمحة وفق ما جاء في كتاب الله وسنة نبيه المطهر. وعليه أتقدم بالشكر الجزيل والتقدير الجليل والعرفان الرفيع إلى رابطة العالم الإسلامي بقيادة أمينها العام على تنظيم هذا المؤتمر وعلى اختيار غامبيا لاستضافته، والذي يتيح لنا فرصة التعرف على إخواننا من علماء إفريقيا وتحقيق التواصل الإيجابي وخلق التعاون المشترك وتنسيق الجهود والأعمال وتبادل الآراء والخبرات بما يعزز وحدة المسلمين وأخذ بأيدي الناس إلى صراط الله المستقيم وبناء عالم يسوده الأمن والأخوة والسلام. وأملنا كبير في أن جمع علماء على صعيد واحد الذين هم اللبنة الأساسية في بناء الأمة والذين هم حماة الدين وحراس العقيدة سيسهم في تضافر الجهود وتوحيد الطاقات من أجل التعاون في تحقيق الوحدة في ظل السلام والوئام بين الشعوب في إفريقيا وبين شعوب العالم. وأوصي من هذا المنبر حكومات أفريقيا العناية بعلمائها وتسهيل الطريق أمامهم ليتمكنوا من النهوض بواجبهم الذي طوق الله به أعناق العلماء من بيان الحق ونشر الهداية باعتبارهم ورثة الأنبياء. ولا شك أن هذا المؤتمر سيعزز الروابط الدينية والتاريخية والثقافية التي تجمع البلدان الإفريقية من جهة وبينها وبين المملكة العربية السعودية من جهة أخرى. وفي الختام in conclusion أتقدم بخالص الشكر والامتنان للمملكة العربية السعودية حكومة وشعبا بقيادة خادم الحرمين الشريفين الملك سلمان بن عبد العزيز حفظه الله وولي عهده الأمين محمد بن سلمان حفظه الله على وقوف المملكة الدائم مع الشعوب العالم والشعوب الإفريقية بصفة خاصة وعلى الأخص الشعب الغامبي في جميع مجالات الحياة من تقديم المساعدات الإنسانية والصحية والإغاثية وأهمها تعليم الشعوب بالإسلام الصحيح القائم على كتاب الله والسنة. حفظ الله المملكة العربية السعودية حكومة وشعبا من كل سوء وحفظ بلادنا وسائر البلدان في العالم ووفق قادتنا للعمل لما يحبه ويرضاه. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
Thank you very much, Ya Imam Isa Damo, the President of the Gambia Supreme Islamic Council. I am sure that was quite an intriguing statement. One of the few things I picked from that was Ahlan wa Sahlan. I know that is welcome. So Ahlan wa Sahlan to everybody. Just an announcement from the technical team upstairs to inform everybody that there are channels of, interpretation services being provided. Channel 1 is Arabic, Channel 2 is English, Channel 3 French, and Channel 4 is Portuguese. So the headsets you have next to you will help you to follow the proceedings in any language that you prefer among the four listed. Thank you very much, President Dabo, President of the Supreme Islamic Council Dabo. I now have the honor to invite the Secretary General of the Muslim World League and Chairman of the Organization of World Muslim Ulama, His Excellency Dr. Muhammad Abdul Karim Alisa, to deliver his statement. الحمد لله وحده، والصلاة والسلام على من لا نبي بعده، نبينا وسيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه. فخامة رئيس جمهورية غامبيا السيد آدم باو، أصحاب السماحة والفضيلة، أصحاب المعالي والسعادة، السيدات والسادة، السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. أما بعد، فنسعد اليوم في رحاب جمهورية غامبيا العزيزة وبرعاية وحضور كريم من فخامة الرئيس. نسعد بهذا الجمع العلمائي الكبير، جمع مبارك لعلماء أفريقيا الذين خدموا أمتهم وأوطانهم بما وهبهم الله من العلم والعمل، فهم كما قال الحق جل وعلا: رجال صدقوا ما عاهدوا الله عليه، فكانوا بركة على الجميع. لقد نهضوا بفضل الله عليهم بواجبهم الشرعي والوطني على أكمل وجه، فكانوا في طليعة مفاخر الأمة الإسلامية، ينفون عن كتاب الله تحريف الغالين وانتحال المبطلين وتأويل الجاهلين. لعلماء أفريقيا وبشهادتنا في رابطة العالم الإسلامي قدم صدق، حيث أضاء الله بهم الطريق فنشروا الوعي الإسلامي على هدي كريم من كتاب الله جل وعلا وسنة رسوله النبي الأمين صلى الله عليه وسلم. فخامة الرئيس، الحضور الكريم للعلماء أثر مهم في المجتمعات الإسلامية بل والإنسانية بعموم، ويعدون في طليعة الأدوات المهمة في تعزيز اللحمة الإسلامية بعام واللحمة الوطنية بخاصة، في تعددها وتنوعها الوطني بأفقهم الشرعي الواسع، كما أنهم على وجه الخصوص هم بفضل الله الذخيرة الإسلامية المعول عليها في مواجهة عاديات التطرف في التدين، وهو الذي أساء للإسلام كثيرا. ونحن نفرق بين الدين والتدين، ولا سيما أن هذه العاديات نشطت في عصرنا الحديث أكثر من غيرها، حيث اعتقد من لا يعرف حقيقة الإسلام أن مفاهيم التطرف تمثل حقيقة ديننا، وديننا منها براء. ومن هنا كانت مسؤولية أهل العلم كبيرة، وفي المقابل كان فضلهم مستحقا، ويكفي أن الله رفعهم بقوله جل وعلا: يرفع الله الذين آمنوا منكم والذين أوتوا العلم درجات والله بما تعملون خبير. ولا أكثر أهمية في عالم اليوم من التصدي لشبهات أهل الغلو والتطرف التي حرفوا بها دلالة النصوص الشرعية وأخرجوها عن مقاصدها،
كما أن أولئك المتطرفين عمدوا إلى تلبيس خطر راج مع الأسف على من لا علم عنده، وذلك من خلال اجتزاء النصوص الشرعية من جهة وعدم معرفة طرق الاستدلال من جهة أخرى، فضلا عن جهلهم أو تجاهلهم بقواعد الإسلام التي شكلت إطارا مهما في الفقه الإسلامي. إن اجتماع أهل العلم اليوم يمثل شاهدا حيا على أنهم بفضل الله على قلب واحد من أجل هدف واحد، يسيرون سيرة مباركة واحدة. فخامة الرئيس، الحضور الكريم، لا يخفى أن أمتنا الإسلامية تعاني اليوم تحديات كثيرة، وهي بحمد الله على ثقة بالله جل وعلا من تجاوزها. ولا أخطر من تحدي الأفكار المتطرفة والإرهابية على شباب الأمة الإسلامية، ولا مخرج لأولئك المتطرفين والإرهابيين من سهام أهل العلم والإيمان، سهام الحق التي تفكك شبهاتهم وأباطيلهم. لا مخرج لأولئك سوى اللجوء إلى إثارة العواطف الدينية المجردة عن الوعي، وهذا شأن آخر لا علاقة له بالعلم الشرعي بشكل مباشر، ولكنه يدخل في مهمة العلماء في الأمر بالتبين وتقصي الحقائق، ومن ثم معرفة إنزال الحكم الشرعي على الوقائع. والعلماء بما آتاهم الله من فضله على مقدرة تامة في دراسة الوقائع من جميع الأوجه وليس من زاوية واحدة، حتى لا نجتزئ النظر الشرعي، فالعالم الراسخ يستطلع جميع الزوايا، ومن ثم يدرس ويتأمل ثم يحكم بما آتاه الله عز وجل من اجتهاد بحكم الشريعة. ومع هذا فإنه نظرا لتعقد المسائل المعاصرة هذا اليوم، فإن اللجان والهيئات العلمية هي الأقرب للسلامة في القضايا العامة. وما أحسن أن يسدد العالم أخاه العالم، وتكامل الصواب في هذا العمل الجماعي أحرى بكثير من العمل الفردي، لا سيما كما قلت في القضايا العامة التي تمس الشأن العام، سواء في الداخل الوطني أو الداخل الإسلامي أو في العموم الدولي. كما أن العالم الراسخ يسعد بالدليل وليس غير الدليل، يحترم زملائه من أهل العلم ويعذرهم ويبدي ما يدين الله جل وعلا به من علم فتح الله به عليه. ولا عصمة لأحد بعد نبينا وسيدنا محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم، ولهذا فالعالم الراسخ هو الأكثر حفاوة باجتهاد غيره من العلماء وتقديرا وإجلالا. وإذا رأيت العلماء يجتمعون على قلب واحد فاعلم أنهم الراسخون الصادقون المخلصون، وأن الأمة بخير. كم سعدنا في رابطة العالم الإسلامي بمشاركة علماء أفريقيا في إبرام أهم الوثائق الإسلامية في التاريخ المعاصر، وهي وثيقة مكة المكرمة التي رعاها خادم الحرمين الشريفين الملك سلمان بن عبد العزيز آل سعود يحفظه الله، وبادر بها سمو ولي عهده الأمين رئيس مجلس الوزراء صاحب السمو الملكي الأمير محمد بن سلمان بن عبد العزيز آل سعود يحفظه الله. ورابطة العالم الإسلامي حسنة من حسنات المملكة العربية السعودية أهدتها للعالم الإسلامي. كما سعدنا غاية السعادة بعضوية كوكبة مباركة من علماء أفريقيا الكرام في هيئة علماء المسلمين وفي مجمع الفقه الإسلامي. وكانت سعادتنا مضاعفة باعتماد وثيقة مكة المكرمة في تدريب الأئمة في عدد من دول العالم، مشمولا ذلك أيضا بدول غير إسلامية. وفي خصوص وثيقة مكة المكرمة فإنها بحمد الله نالت من الرواج والتأثير لدى الجميع من مسلمين وغير مسلمين، ما جعلنا على يقين تام بأنها جاءت في وقت أحوج ما تكون الأمة الإسلامية إليه، مبرزة حقيقة ديننا الإسلامي، مرسخة قيم اعتداله ووسطيته ودعوته لسلام عالمنا ووئام مجتمعاته الوطنية، متناولة أهم القضايا المعاصرة بطرح إسلامي رصين مستنير يكشف رسوخ علماء الأمة الإسلامية وسعة الأفق الشرعي لديهم. وهذا هو السبب الذي جعل الدول الإسلامية تقرر بالإجماع اعتماد هذه الوثيقة، ومن ثم الاسترشاد بها في المؤسسات الدينية والتعليمية والثقافية في الدول الإسلامية، وذلك باجتماع وزراء خارجيتها في نيام عام 2020. نعم، شارك علماء أفريقيا بفاعلية وتأثير كبير في جمع تلك المهام وإدلاء أولئك العلماء باجتهادهم الشرعي مترجما في تلكم الوثيقة التاريخية التي سجلت في التاريخ الإسلامي ضمن طلائع مناقب علماء الأمة، وهم من يحسبون في الصفوف الأولى لمواجهة حملات الكراهية ضد الإسلام الناتجة مع الأسف الشديد عن تصرفات بعض المحسوبين على الإسلام، وذلك من خلال بيان أولئك العلماء بيانهم المشرق وكشفهم للحقائق بالبينات والزبر. فخامة الرئيس الحضور الكريم، من خلال حوارات متعددة مع علماء أفريقيا سعدنا كثيرا بأن أولئك العلماء عقدوا العزم على تشكيل مجلس علماء أفريقيا، وذلك انطلاقا من إيمانهم بالمرجعية الدينية والعلمية المتمثلة في قبلتهم الجامعة في مكة المكرمة في المملكة العربية السعودية، ليكون ذلكم المجلس في محضن رابطة العالم الإسلامي رعاية وخدمة، وهو ما نصت على مضمونه المادة 29 من وثيقة مكة المكرمة. وتسعد رابطة العالم الإسلامي باستضافة سنوية لعلماء أفريقيا لعقد ملتقاهم العلمي في رحاب
قبلتهم الجامع بمكة المكرمة. وعندما نحفل بعلماء أفريقيا فلأنهم أهل لذلك علما وعملا ووجدانا، مستصحبين في هذا الهدي النبوي الكريم في هجرة الإسلام الأولى إلى أفريقيا، حيث الإنصاف والحكمة والرأي السديد والنصرة للحق، فكانت الحفاوة بالحق الإسلامي من لدن غير المسلمين، فكيف وهذا الحق اليوم في يد أهله العاملين الصادقين في هذه القارة الميمونة التي بارك الله في رحمها وحضنها ومحتواها. وفق الله الجميع لكل خير وجعل أعمالنا نافعة ولوجهه الكريم خالصة، وتقدير خاص وتثمين كبير لفخامة رئيس جمهورية غامبيا على هذه الرعاية الكريمة والحضور المبارك الذي تشرف به الجميع في هذا اليوم، والشكر ثانية لفخامته على ما وجه به من حفاوة الاستقبال وكرم الضيافة والرعاية. واختيار جمهورية غامبيا هو توافق عموم علماء أفريقيا وتثمين رابطة العالم الإسلامي لجمهورية غامبيا في تمثيلها للنموذج الإسلامي في الوئام الوطني وفي الاعتدال الإسلامي ضمن مجموعة مباركة من الدول الأفريقية، مقدرين تقديرا عاليا ما بذله فخامة الرئيس وحكومته الرشيدة من الجهود لعقد هذا المؤتمر، وما بذلوه من العمل الجاد لإنجاحه، فأجزل الله مثوبتكم فخامة الرئيس وأجزل مثوبة حكومتكم الرشيدة، ووفق الله الجميع لكل خير. كما أن الشكر موصول كذلك لهذا الجمع الميمون لعلماء أفريقيا، فبارك الله فيهم، بارك الله في علمهم وعملهم واجتهادهم في عمر مديد وعمل صالح متقبل مبرور. أسأل الله عز وجل أن يكلل هذا الجمع الطيب بنتائج يطمح إليها الجميع من خلال فهوم هذه الكوكبة العلمية من الراسخين في العلم من علماء أفريقيا الذين نعتز بهم ونفتخر بهم في عالمنا الإسلامي. والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency, Secretary General of the Muslim World League, Dr. Mohammed Abdul Karim Ali Shah. You will agree with me that that was indeed a befitting tribute to the theme of today's discussion, which is promotion of peace, understanding and unity among communities and nations. Thank you very much, Your Excellency. Can you please join me to give him a big round of applause, please? Next on the agenda is the keynote address by His Excellency, the President of the Republic of the Gambia, Mr. Adama Barrow. Please join me to welcome His Excellency, Adama Barrow.
Sit down. Former Vice Presidents here present, my Lord, the Chief Justice, Your Excellency, Secretary General of the Muslim World League, Honorable and National Ulama, honorable religious leaders, international invited guests, political party leaders here present, senior government officials, and service chiefs. Ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. On behalf of the government and the people of the Gambia, including my humble self, I most heartily welcome you all to this important conference. The event has brought together people from different regions and countries, as well as different social and professional backgrounds, to network and deliberate around the theme, promotion of peace, understanding, and unity among communities and nations. As wars and conflicts of various types ruin lives and bring suffering to the global community, there could not be no better theme for the occasion than this. Before proceeding, I must pay special tribute to the Muslim World League for sponsoring the conference. To their credit, this philanthropic organization has consistently engaged in tremendous life-changing activities around the world. We are particularly thankful for that they identify the Gambia to host this significant conference. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the complexities confronting us globally have a telling effect on religion, making the task of the Muslim Ulama profoundly complex and enormous. Because life is wholesome, it is impractical to divorce religious beliefs from culture and social settings, or religious obligations from civic responsibilities. We must blend and balance the two sides of life harmoniously to succeed both ways. Reflecting on the continent, Africa has been the object of infiltration and exploitation of various forms. It has been a battleground for contending world powers and the epicenter for ethnic rivalry and conflicts, leading to the fluidity of our cultures and values. With the infiltration of various influences, Muslims continue to be divided in different sects and even fight each other like enemies. Despite all fears and challenges, there are a lot of opportunities to reverse these trends. Formal educational institutions, for instance, have the potential to strengthen Islamic knowledge and
complement efforts to preserve the main teachings of Islam. Muslims, especially the youth and elite, who have many options to build their capacity, balance their worldview and values, and resist adopting non-Islamic ways of life. Through these openings, more African Muslims, including scholars, can serve as agents of peace and unity to further fortify Islam and the fabric of African communities and nations. There is no doubt that Islamic thought and practice continue to influence our socio-economic, political, and legal systems. This notwithstanding, the sharp divisions and divergent views and interpretations among the ulama undermine solidarity among Muslims on the continent and beyond. The dilemma, therefore, continues to center on how to leverage the progressive aspects of science, technology, digitization, modern thought, and best practices without compromising on the basic principles of Islam. Without trying to preempt the deliberations that will follow this opening ceremony, I urge the African ulama to collaborate more closely with him and with their counterparts in other parts of the world to be truly part of the global community, yet protect basic principles of Islam. Let us harness the media to repel attacks made against Islam, while educating and creating better awareness of the beauty and good that this great religion brings to humankind. It is our collective duty to run institutions that effectively educate the people to make them better world citizens, better Muslims, and better human beings who can live with their neighbors and compatriots peacefully and productively. Furthermore, we must leverage global agreements and structures to promote, establish, and sustain peace, understanding, and unity on the continent and the world as a whole. These are among the many issues that the ulama need to examine thoroughly to bring about deeper insights into the religion and generate knowledge. Application in accordance with Islamic principles and in compliance with global commitments. Honorable guests, ladies and gentlemen, Islam provides a package for a complete lifestyle. It propagates tolerance and compassion and teaches how to relate to oneself, family, neighbors, fellow citizens, the opposite sex, and the people who share or differ with our thinking, opinions, and beliefs. As human beings, we should accept and accommodate the reality of our similarities and differences. Such characteristics should remind us to acknowledge each other's strengths and weaknesses, and most significantly, the oneness of Allah. Our beliefs and differences should not translate in undue hostility or be used against innocent people to denounce or shame them. Hate speech and the abuse of one's influence, the media and the platforms at our disposal should be condemned and unanimously discouraged. Our strong commitment to our beliefs should indicate the level of our steadfastness, but must not be used to condemn divergent beliefs and faiths. Most religious conflicts result from intolerance and sometimes the pursuit of worldly interests. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, our survival as a species, and our development efforts, progress, and spiritual journeys as communities and nations depend on peace and stability. Both of these are influenced by understanding and unity. For humankind to succeed together, we must communicate, cooperate, share positive trait among ourselves, and allow anyone to live a comfortable life. As a community, Muslims have to confront challenges to stability in our various countries, security of life and property, intellectual pursuits, and enjoyment of freedoms, rights, and privileges. On the global stage, crisis management calls for legitimate collective action. In fostering this, we need to harness the necessary channels to address matters of common concern. Formal and non-formal institutions, structures, and organizations are examples of the channels to utilize in this respect. To promote peace, understanding, and unity, it is a precondition to promote love and respect, fight hate, quell conflicts, and recognize the dignity and honor of every human being. Likewise, we can effectively foster understanding through genuine dialogue, communication, and productive and peaceful engagement. The Ulama have a huge role to play in all of this. Upon them is entrusted the task of interpreting the teachings of Islam, handling emerging issues, enhancing interfaith dialogue, and settling hostilities. Although it is tactically prudent to avoid subjecting others to outright condemnation, the Ulama have to be firm on the fundamentals of the religion. In the Muslim world, the Ulama are the pillars, mouthpiece, trustees of the Ummah. Hence, they bear the biggest responsibility on religious matters. Indeed, people look up to them as role models of exemplary character. This is an enormous responsibility, but it is the most honorable task any servant of Allah can shoulder. I am certain that all of you are aware that carrying out these noble tasks implies providing guidance that harmoniously, spiritually, and world matters. Islam is a complete way of life. In order to preserve the positive image of Islam, it is wise to leverage the tools and opportunities available, share knowledge, and hold regular consultations, monitor media content, and review relevant print matters and curricular materials on Islam. Ministers responsible for religious affairs in our respective countries have a role in facilitating these processes. They should work towards creating an enabling environment through their various governments to accommodate religious tolerance. Their ministries should avail themselves and their good offices and services to all religions for responsible and inclusive religious governance. All citizens, Muslims and non-Muslims alike, should feel accommodated and cared for by their governments, which in turn would generate confidence and trust in our governments. We have a common ground in that we are all human beings, and no creature ranks higher than being a servant of Allah. Thus, this should unify us. Islam invites all of us to the path of peace, grounded in self-submission. It upholds the principles of non-compulsion and spreading the words of the Almighty Allah through wisdom and knowledge, based on a sound understanding of the deen. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, In the Gambia, we are fortunate that although over 90% of the population are Muslims, we coexist peacefully despite our religious differences. We thank Allah for this blessing and commend the people for their religious tolerance. Our institutions, laws, policies, and programs are blind to religion, and all citizens enjoy equal rights, equal privileges, and equal status and equal services. We have mutual respect for one another and do not interfere in the religious acts of the people, provided that they do not contravene the law. These factors engender peace, understanding, and unity. We appreciate and commend the religious leaders and all Gambians for their contribution to preaching and spreading peace and tranquility in the country. I urge all of us, especially the Ulama, to exploit the good and best practices, learn and linkages created here as a means of fostering religious tolerance in Africa and the world at large. Eminent scholars, we appreciate your efforts, respect your views, honor your status in society, and encourage you to remain steadfast and focused. The fact that there are ministerial portfolios for religion on the continent indicates that you have the support of your respective governments. May the relationship between the two bodies remain healthy, strong, and productive for the greater good. I invite you, the international guests, to enjoy all that the Gambia offers. Feel at home and come back as often as you wish. We welcome you with open arms and pray that you have very fruitful, blessed deliberations that will contribute to making the world a better place for humankind. With these reflections and words of welcome, I have the singular honor of declaring this conference of African Ulama and ministers of religious affairs officially open. May Allah bless us all. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency. Can you please rise up and give him a standing ovation for a wonderful statement? The President said Islam teaches tolerance and compassion. I guess he could not have said it any better. The President also challenged, please, as you may sit down. The President also challenged us to create awareness of the beauty of our beloved religion, Islam. Thank you so much, Your Excellency, for those apt remarks. Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I am pleased to announce that we have about 3,000 people here at the Sadara Karaba Jawara International Conference Center to witness this event. We have multiple spillover rooms, and all of them are full to capacity. Thank you to the ministry and all other organizers that facilitated the arrival and the participation of all and sundry. I've also been informed, and I would like to recognize the presence of the representative of the President of the Republic of Senegal, His Excellency Professor Abdulaziz Kebe. He is here representing the President of Senegal. Welcome, Your Excellency. I've also been informed of the attendance of the Khalif General of Medina Banyas. He also leads a powerful delegation from Senegal. Welcome, Your Excellency. We also have lead delegations from all the venerable religious houses from Gambia and from our neighboring countries, Senegal in particular, from Touba, Tiwawon, and across the board. So welcome to all of you, and thank you for joining us. According to the program guide, we've now reached the point where Their Excellencies, Dr. Mohammed Abdul Karim Al Issa and His Excellency the President of the Republic will exchange gifts. Dr. Mohammed Abdul Karim Al Issa will first present his gifts, and I will call on the protocol to assist me to hand over the gifts to Their Excellency so that the exchange of gifts can take place. The gift being presented to His Excellency the President has a citation that I would like to read for all and sundry. It reads, "A testimonial of sincere appreciation from His Excellency Sheikh Dr. Mohammed bin Abdul Karim Al-Isa, Secretary General of the Muslim World League and Chairman of the Organization of Muslim Scholars, presented to His Excellency Adam Barrow in honor and with deep appreciation of the distinguished and unblemished commitment and service given to the African Ulama for unity within diversity with outstanding leadership, vision and ability." As the President of the Republic of the Gambia awarded this day, 6 December 2022. His Excellency the President of the Republic also has a gift of appreciation to be presented to Dr. Mohammed Abdul Karim Al-Isa. There is also a citation the citation on the award being presented by His Excellency President Adam Barrow to Dr. Mohammed Al-Isa reads, "Award of Recognition. The President of the Republic of the Gambia, His Excellency Adam Barrow, grants His Excellency Sheikh Dr. Mohammed bin Abdul Karim Al-Isa, Secretary General of the Muslim World League and Chairman of the Organization of Muslim Scholars, this merit reward as the World Peace Ambassador from the African world in recognition of his distinguished efforts in spreading a culture of peace and harmony in the world with balanced, moderate thought, confronting extremist ideology and building partnership between all religions." That was the citation on the award presented by His Excellency President Adam Barrow to His Excellency Dr. Mohammed Abdul Karim Al-Isa. Please, a round of applause, please. With that being done, the next item on the agenda is the adoption of the Makkah Declaration, and this activity will be spearheaded and conducted by the Minister responsible for religious affairs in the Gambia, Honorable Sheriff Abasanya.
The declaration reads, "The Charter of Makkah, by the Conference of the Charter of Makkah, under the umbrella of the Muslim World League, convened between the 22nd to 24th Ramadan 1440 AH, corresponding to the 27th, 29th May 2019. We may not be able to read the whole charter, but we can read the last paragraphs of the charter. Paragraph 28 reads, "We should establish an international forum to promote constructive dialogue among youth inside and outside the Muslim communities." Also 29, "We should strive beyond resolution, rhetorical initiatives and programs, and rhetorical proclamations to achieve effective and authentic results that advance world peace and security and fight techniques of annihilation, ethnic cleansing, forced migration, human trafficking, and illegitimate abortion. Only learned scholars, such as those gathered at the conference and agreeing to this charter, can speak in the name of the Muslim Ummah or any matter pertaining to its affairs. We share the common religion and human objectives to advance the interests of all. We recognize that this necessitates the participation of all without exclusion, racism, discrimination, against anyone, irrespective of religion, ethnicity, or color. Blessings and peace be upon our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, his family and his companions. This is issued in Makkah al-Mukarram, in the vicinity of the Holy Kaaba, by the Conference on the Charter of Makkah, convened on the 16th, 24th to 24th Ramadan, 1440 AH, corresponding to 27th and 29th May 2019. Your Excellencies, distinguished guests present here, this is the Charter of Makkah, and I request from this humble body to please raise up our right hands in acknowledging this charter for its declaration. Please, may you raise. I thank you all.
Thank you very much, Honorable Abasanya, Minister responsible for religious affairs, for conducting that program. We have now come to the tail end of the opening ceremony, and I have a small announcement to make. His Excellency the President will be joined by the High Table and the respective heads of country delegations outside for a photo session.
Your Excellency, with your permission, we may kindly follow protocol to the photo session, to do the photo session outside. And that will be said? But they are not coming back here. No, they are not. They announced the delegation to come back. They gave me a